Welcome back to online classes. Dear students or viewers, all of you, how are you? I am James here. Today I am going to discuss with legal research and methodology under the topic of major steps involved in doing legal research. Major steps involved in doing legal research. That means the legal research process. Okay. First we'll discuss general pace and principles of scientific legal research procedure. Okay. Today I'm going to discuss the subtitle General Pace and Principles of Scientific Legal Research and Procedure. What is that? I think this is new one? No, normal one. If you're watching in this class, really if you're interesting, easy. Okay, if you are not interested to watch, boringly, if you are watching this particular subject, not dead easy, dead bad, it's difficult. Okay, but this subject is very easy. Okay, we'll go to subject, general pace and principles of scientific legal research procedure. In the research process of legal issues was passed through certain major steps, and each steps subsumes under each as set of interrelated operations. Here every operation is important in its own way in affecting the value of the research results and their worth. Okay, and the major steps should be considered as grouping or classes of operations or activities, hundreds of which are involved in research, each corresponding to some requirement of research. What are the requirements? I'll tell you. The main major steps doing legal research: number one, formulation of problem. Okay, formulation of problem. Number two, formulation of hypothesis. Second. Third, analysis of concepts. Fourth, research design. Fifth, collection of data. Sixth, data analysis. Seven, conclusion or generalizations. The last one, reporting. After finishing our research components, to reporting. Okay, I will discuss one by one, then it is easy to understand. Okay, first we'll discuss about formulation of problem. What is that problem? Formulation of problem. At the outset, the researcher has to decide the area. First he has to decide the area, which area he has to research. Okay, scientific method or legal or any other. So he has to decide the area or aspect of a subject matter. Okay, without subject matter the researcher will not do anything. Okay, so subject matter is main thing in which he is interested. Without interesting he will not do any research and all. Okay, so such a decision affords only a crude indication. Hence the researcher needs to formulate a specific problem from within his general area of interest before he can take any decision relating to collection. What does that mean of collection? Collection of materials, research materials, and analysis of data. Yes, to analyzing data. Okay, It is more difficult to find and to formulate a problem than to solve it. He has to put a great deal of thought into the formulation of problems if he expects to get anything worth from his efforts to solve them. If a research begins when the researcher experiences a difficulty or a challenge, which is the basic component of a research problem, there are no principles which can guide an investigation to pose significant problems for research. Okay, a careful study of literature will guide him, and his sensibility, experience direct him to formulate the problem. Without experience, how it formulate? For example, if any one of the person sitting in his home, he wants to research something. What is his research mind? He wants to research the social concept of peoples. If he is sitting in his home, nothing doing. So the researcher wants to go outside and collect data, how the peoples are doing here and there, what their mentality, and he has to taking a material from the various sources of the peoples. Okay, that is formulation. Here the selection of legal research problem also. Okay, the second point of components of this research space, formulation of hypothesis. What is that? Formulation of hypothesis: the suggested explanation or solution to the problem formulated as propositions are called hypothesis. Okay, formulation of hypothesis means suggested explanations or solutions to the problem formulated as propositions are called hypothesis. Such tentative explanation, that is hypothesis, may be the solution to the problem. The inquiry is directed at finding out whether they really are solution to the problem. Okay, and third point, analysis of concepts. What is the analysis of concepts? The researchers need to define the concept which would be used in organizing the data. Such definitions include formal definitions that are designed to convey the general nature of the process. He has to translate them into the observable events. He has to formulate his problem in terms so general and abstract as to make clear its relation to other knowledge and permit replication of study in other concrete situations. Okay, and the fourth point, research design. After formulation of the research problems, the researcher has to work out a design for the study. A research design is a plan comprising the researcher's decisions about the procedures of sampling, data collection and analysis of data in respect of given study. Okay, which aim to fulfill the objects of the study. The process of working out a research design involves making decisions about the techniques to be employed for collection of relevant data, the safeguards to be employed to safeguard the validity, reliability and precision, the mode of drawing the sample, analyzing the data, interpreting the results through designing the research. The investigator achieves his research objective with the economic of amount, time, energy. Okay, because he has to spending time, he has to spending more, spends money also. What will happen? So, and fifth point of components, collection of data. What is that collection of data? After designing the research assignment, the researcher turns to the implementation part of it. he attends to the formulation of the instruments such as the questionnaire form. Okay, questionnaire, interview schedule. For example, sometimes he is asking some questions from the various sources, that is questionnaire form, asking questions and getting many points from the various peoples. Interview, sometimes he will ask questions, interview. Okay, and schedule, he has to fix the schedule of the time, etc. Keeping in view of techniques of analysis he is going to implement, he selects the representative sample basing on sampling techniques and collects the data. To make the data reliable and free from bias, he has to select the mode of administering the instruments. The sixth point, data analysis. Data analysis, he has to analyze data. The purpose of data analysis is to summarize the completed observations in such a way that they yield answers to the research questions. The analysis consists specific sub-tasks such as coding, tabulation, drawing of statistical inference, etc. With the coding, the stage is ready for tabulation and statistical computations are needed in a study. He is required to utilize methods of sampling statistics to safeguard against drawing unjustified interference. Seventh point, conclusions or generalizations. Conclusions or generalizations. In this stage, the hypothesis is completed with the conclusion drawn on the basis of data. In case a hypothesis fits the findings, the theory which suggested the hypothesis would be proved. If the hypothesis is disproved, the blow of disproof will pass on the theory which originated the hypothesis. The last point of this research procedure, reporting. Reporting the research requires an order of skills somewhat different from those needed in the earlier phase of research. The chief purpose of a report is communication with the audience. It should contain the following aspects. Number 1, the problem of research. Number 2, research procedures. Number 3, the results or outcome. And fourth point, the importance of the findings. Okay, and based on this research, Oral Ackhoff offered a model representing the process of inquiry. Okay, with illustration both the problem solving and communicative pace. And another point of view, the consumer who has a problem, number 1, the researcher or scientist, number 3, the observer, number 4, the observed. These 4 communicants need not be 4 distinct individuals. Rather, they refer to 4 communicative roles. The communicative operations involving these 4 roles may be presented. Okay. What is that? Number 1, existence of a problem, formulation of the problem and designing, movement into the environment in which observation ought to be made, recording of data, treatment of data, reporting the results, action based on the reported results to solve the problems. Okay, these are all final reporting. Okay students, I'm closing this session. That's all this portion, scientific legal research procedure. Okay. Stay with your legal mind. Enjoy with your legal research subject. Send your feedback immediately. Okay? Read well, watch well, sleep well. Okay? Waiting for another online classes. Bye friends. Bye.